One of the many Republican presidential candidates, Scott Walker, is now vowing to repeal and replace Obamacare if he's elected president. Governor Walker about to reveal the details of his first big policy proposal in Minnesota. He's going to do that. He says Obamacare has failed the American people and that the American people deserve better. Welcome, everybody, to Hour 2 now of America's Newsroom. I'm Martha MacCallum.
And I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. Governor Walker releasing a so-called Day 1 Patient Freedom Plan, saying the repeal of Obamacare should be a top priority for the next president. This coming a day after Walker ripping his Republican rivals in the Senate over this issue.
I'm not just frustrated with the president and with the Democrats in Washington. I'm frustrated with the Republican leadership in Washington as well. You see, they told us during the last election that if we just elected a Republican Senate, the leadership out there would put a bill to repeal Obamacare on the desk of the president. It's August. We're still waiting.
And I've got a point there. Remember that? Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron is live in Washington. So, Carl, what do we know about Scott Walker's plan?
Well, it comes as he's slipped in the polls in Iowa, and it's no coincidence that he was out there at the soapbox at the Iowa State Fair and going after Republican leaders. In many ways, Walker's sort of playing catch-up to Donald Trump on the rhetoric side. He's been soaring ahead of Walker and the rest of the crowd in Iowa in the polls, largely by bashing Washington and career politicians, including Walker. The Wisconsin governor's plan would extend refundable tax credits to help pay for private health insurance based on age instead of income. It'll also restructure and block grant Medicaid to the states so, among other things, people can shop for insurance across state lines. It'll include reduced regulations, malpractice reform, high-risk insurance pools. He will not say, however, how many people it'll cover, but that it'll be paid for by eliminating about $1 trillion in taxes under Obamacare. Walker's been sharpening his rhetoric and style to add some pizzazz to what an awful lot of Republicans think is a far too mild-mannered sort of Midwestern approach in the era of Donald Trump and his soaring, scorching rhetoric. Listen.
I authorized our state to join the federal lawsuit against Obamacare, and even though I had tremendous pressure in a blue state, I said no to a state exchange. I said no to the expansion of Medicaid under Obamacare, and my citizens are much better for it. We need to repeal Obamacare once and for all.
Walker's going to get a lot of attention for today's speech, but Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal put out his plan to repeal Obamacare last year. Marco Rubio's outlined 3 sort of core principles to repeal Obamacare, and that includes creation of an advanceable refundable tax credit for purchasing health insurance. And like most of the replacement plans, it also includes reforming regulations to lower costs and encourage innovation and protect the most vulnerable. Budget experts say repealing Obamacare could add $137 billion to the deficit. So far, none of the Republicans have come up with much of an explanation as to how they would deal with that.
Yeah, that's coming, I guess. Carl, thank you very much.